Okay, I'm gonna put water. Just gonna put plain water in the radiator. And let's see here. Alright. I think I found my problem. Okay. Radiator's leaking. Hey guys, working on a 2009 Camry, and we have a radiator leak in this car, so we need to take the radiator out, put a new one in. If there's any fluid in here, the drain is right here. I already removed the cover. It's just 10 mil bolts that just go all around it. I'll show you later. We're just gonna open this up to see if there's any coolant left in the system. I don't think it will be. Oh, okay, we got something. Alright, we're gonna look at draining. But anyway, we're just gonna open this up so we release as much coolant as possible. Start here. Alright. Yeah. Using a 10 mil box head right here. There's another 10 right here for the hood latch. It's a 13 right here. And I'm trying to think what I'm gonna do here. I could just disconnect the wires right here, just pull it out. This is one horn. I'm going to drop it down here. Yep, you can pull it through the bottom. Then that kind of just pull it back a little bit, like so. I'm gonna step in here and I'm gonna remove this one too. We can just pull her up and out. Beautiful. Moving things. We got a little hook right here. Just kind of get it in there, and this will help break that seal. Nice. This is our time to remove these, assuming they will come out. Okay, that's one. Just push these out. This one has a big hook here. I use this to help me a little bit, and she's out. All right, everything is out. Oh God, back. I'm gonna place this to the side. Good. There's one more thing I want to do before we start taking off these lines. There is a transmission. There's transmission coolers down here. Let's get to it. We have two transmission lines that go into this. I'm gonna be utilizing some hose pinchers, and how this is gonna work is I'm basically going to slide this right here, because what's going to happen is we're going to lose coolant, okay, like this, and I'm just going to pinch this down so that we're not just constantly dripping transmission fluid. Whatever transmission fluid you drip, you got to put it back. Well, I guess I need to try to push those back first. All right, now I think I can feel it. Yep, it's coming out. Ooh, that does not look pretty. Like that. That's good. We'll do the same thing here. And there she goes. Ugh. This transmission fluid looks like shit. There we go. All right. This is coming right out. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. It's like these just pinch in right here. That's one. That's two. And that's three. Kind of got to pull it up and around that hose. Now we can just pull this out. Got all that coolant right there. Next up, I'm gonna actually remove the thermostat right here. I'm gonna pull that out with the housing because I don't have a new one, so pray for me that I don't break it. I believe there's two 10 mils right here that hold this plastic housing on. That is two. Okay. And now, and thank God, she pulled right out. Nice. Only thing left, I believe, is these two 10 millimeter bolts right here. Yep. Okay, there are two 10 millimeters at the bottom. What I recommend doing is kind of lift this out of its mount a little bit and you'll get access to the two 10 mils. But now, I just kind of move this AC condenser behind me just a little bit. Good. Dropped it a little firm there. Make sure I got this whole housing, and she comes up. Thank you. We're just gonna come in here like this, squeeze this together. I did spray all of these things with WD-40 ahead of time. Just try and make this as easy as possible. Movement, and she's out. Notice that I did not remove this plastic housing. The reason why I didn't do that is because I actually want to keep it. I don't have a new one on me. I'll put a part number for the new one. Make sure you buy yourself one. If you're ready, you don't got to get ready. Just don't forget that. With that out, let me get my two 10 millimeters here that hold at the bottom. They're really stubby, but just let this sit here nice and good. Pull this thermostat out, because I will be changing that as well. A little bit more coolant coming out, but that's okay. Now we're good to go. Let's get over here. We're gonna start transferring mounts over like this right there. These two up top need to come off. There and there. The last one is actually in the car. I couldn't get it out. I'm going to remove these two tabs right here. One thing I want to mention here is this is the American style. This is not the Japanese built one. This is the American built one. I think that means if your car is Japanese, your VIN number starts with a J. If your car is made in America, it starts with a number. So radiator housing spot is here. That's there. Let's transfer it inside. Nice and gently. Okay. See here, it just has like a little metal hook. Slide it right on that plastic part, sits right on it. That's the one. And down up in here, that's where the number 2 one is. So once we got all 4 of those on, we can push this back. Let's get our thermostat in there. Gasket, I'll put the part numbers for all this stuff below, and you slide it up in there. It'll kind of sit nice and flush, and then the housing, not being too rough with it, goes right there, just like that. Nice. Now let's get those 2 bolts back on, those 2 nuts. I said probably no more than 7 or 8 foot-pounds to be certain, but just don't kill it. It is plastic. You crack that housing, you're gonna have a bad day. I'm gonna start speeding past some stuff. We put our lines back on. We're gonna release these so that transmission fluid can flow in. And there are some slots at the bottom that this should hook into. There's a hook here and a hook here. Oil coolers, drain. Now we can go up to the top, snap it in, and start putting the wiring harness back. All right, right here, and that's in. And lastly, it's all plugged in. Beautiful. Let's get this electrical harness back into place. Right here, you hear a snap. Beautiful. And here, you hear another snap. good. This back on, and that just slides on like a glove. Now I gotta get this hose slotted in like that. Good. Now remember, we just gotta put in all the 10 mils here, and put all this stuff back in and get right back to you. All right, y'all, we're getting to the end of it. Our bolts are in, horns are in, our our hell latch is in, our air box is back in, everything's tightened back up. Our fan is in, our electrical connectors are in, thermostat is in, hoses, transmission cooler lines at the bottom are in. Now we got to actually bleed the coolant. Let me see if that might work. Need to find a thing that fits it, not you. Fits it like a glove. All right, hold on. I'm about to put this on here, fill it up with coolant. All right, one thing I had to do was I had to just get a little bit of paper towel and wrap it. Now it sits super snug. When I first put it on there, it was kind of loose. Just get some paper towel, kind of wrap it around the top, and it'll make it fit really snug. Put this on here. Now we're gonna fill this with coolant so that we can get ready to start bleeding. Make sure you get coolant for your vehicle. This is Toyota style coolant. Don't get the universal stuff. It could turn into milk and it could mess up your head gasket. So let's just fill this up. See how it's nice red and pink? That's the way you want coolant, Toyota coolant to look. I'm gonna fill this up and then I'll get back to you. I will say, as we're filling this up, you're gonna notice bubbles. See those bubbles coming up? That's the coolant bleeding itself out. Eventually, it's gonna keep going down until we get it up to capacity. Now that we're about up to here, kind of give you a reference points where I like to stop at because the coolant can rise. So let's get in the car. Let's fire it up. Running. That's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna come here, have our coolant coming straight through here. Turn our fan on. I'll put it a little bit higher. I want to feel it. Okay. Coming through here, we got our thing set all the way to the hot position. Now, we're going to let this car bleed itself. As this car is bleeding itself, by turning this on, we're letting coolant come through the heater core. By doing that, it's going to help bleed the system, help bleed the heater core, and we'll get our heat back. Okay, I'll put a little thermostat in here to show you when it starts working, but for now, all we need to do now is just let this run until it gets hot enough that the thermostat opens up. When the thermostat opens up, more coolant gets sucked through, and then we're going to have to fill it as we go. When the thermostat opens up, when it get hot enough, more coolant may get sucked down. Make sure you have your coolant ready to pour it in there. Do not let this get empty, all right? Do not pour any coolant into the overflow tank yet. We're just gonna let this run. Inspect all your hoses. Make sure you're not leaking coolant anywhere. And then I'll let you know when we're almost done. We're gonna have to let this run for about 15 to 20 minutes, all right? Okay. Car is all the way in the middle. Means it's not overheating. That's what we want to see. Heat is hot as hell. We are burning at about 170 degrees. That's at least what that says. So I'm gonna turn the car off. All right, now we're just gonna put this in here, push it down as we rock this out. We're gonna transfer this and just let it go in there just like that. All right, with that being said, I filled this back up to the low and full line are here and here. We're gonna feed this tube back in like so. Push the cap down. Now remember, this is burning hot, so be careful. I'm gonna twist this up and out. Like I said, remember I used that paper towel to hold the seal down. Now make sure you always get yourself a new radiator cap. Don't cheap out on that. Nice, good safety relief valve radiator cap. If you ever need to open this when it's hot, you can crack this open and it'll release the pressure. But here now. All right, you guys, so that's all there is to it. Thanks for watching. Till next time, out. Bye.